This is Judge Daniel J. Kaup. He destroyed Neil Brooks' final chance of justice when he issued arbitrary and capricious rulings in a civil lawsuit filed by Mr. Brooks against the Millers and West Vine Bungalows HOA.
Everything in my story was in writing. It's all documented. My entreats to the neighbors, the request to animal control. I used my cell phone one day, 2 days actually, and said to animal control, I can hold the phone up for as long as you like. This is what I hear day after day after day. There were follow-up letters to animal control. There were letters to the police department. It's all in writing. Letters to the homeowners association, letters to the property manager. Yeah. When we filed a lawsuit and the HOA hired an attorney to defend themselves, it was very clear that the HOA's attorney told the HOA members to put a muzzle on, because all of a sudden they weren't pestering and harassing me. They got very quiet. And when Judge Kaup dismissed the lawsuit in a motion for summary judgment, the muzzle came off. And I was being verbally taunted and sworn at, and I couldn't leave my house without somebody yelling profanities at me. I couldn't leave the house at that point without a guy in a giant blue pickup truck playing chicken with me whenever I would head out for a doctor's appointment. The same guy, I remember coming back from around City Park and going north on Taft Hill toward our house. He saw me in his rearview mirror. I could see this same guy with the giant blue pickup truck. I could see that he made eye contact with me. He pulled off the road to let me go by, and then he gunned the throttle and started road rage chasing me through residential streets at 25 or 30 miles over the speed limit, trying to run me off the road. It's only because there was a traffic circle that I managed to lose him and get home. But once the lawsuit got dismissed, they weren't handcuffed anymore. They decided it was time to retaliate. And I filed police reports with every incident. And after about the fourth incident, which I think was the road rage incident, I was on the phone with Officer Christy Allen of Fort Collins Police Services, and I said, Officer, I am disabled. I am in chronic pain. I have a primary immune dysfunction. My health is falling apart, and I need help. They're escalating. And Christy Allen laughed out loud for what must have been 10 seconds, and then said, that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. At that point, it became clear that all the agencies I asked for help were washing their hands of this. Nobody was going to do anything. And they were escalating. There's another thing I've told people for 40 years. Don't get the lawyers involved. The only ones that win when it comes to court are the lawyers. I've told that to anybody who's ever asked me. I found myself in a position where I didn't think I had any more options. And even though I don't believe in the system, I found myself needing to use the system. There had to be another way. There had to be another way. The lawyers won. The HOA's lawyers got $68,000 out of me, the last of my money, to pay back their bills after Judge Dan Kaup. I just get the feeling Kimberly Burnham knew those depositions would never see a courtroom.
And Kimberly Burnham, just for clarification, was the attorney for
the Homeowners Association.
Did the Millers hire their own private attorney?
I think the Millers Homeowners Insurance hired their own private attorney. So each was defended by a law firm that was financed by an insurance company. Each was. David was up against Goliath.
Judge Kaup has an officially documented record of favoring the district attorney's office when he issues rulings on cases. Judge Kaup has a reputation for making decisions and rulings that are inconsistent with procedure and law. Judge Kaup is closely associated with notorious liar and officially labeled Brady Cop Loveland detective Brian Koopman.